Hey everybody, Joshua Berngard here. Thank you for tuning in. I'm here with Gia. We have just closed on her very first condo.
Yes.
I want to point out that she is part of our Community Heroes program, so she has gotten a big fat check. And again, if you don't know what that is where we give back 15% of our commission back to those that work for a school, which she does, first responders, police officers, veterans, anyone in a union. So thank you for what you do, and thank you for allowing me to video you, first and foremost. So, first of all, let's talk about this. You entered into the buying process about 6 months ago.
Mm-hmm.
We went pretty quick. Now, we call it the emotional roller coaster of buying a home, because we were lucky enough to find, I think, 3 homes that you really liked,
Mm-hmm.
and we lost 2 of them.
Mm-hmm.
What was that like, especially that first one?
Yeah, it was a roller coaster. It wasn't 6 months. It felt way faster.
Sure.
Was it really 6 months?
It's going to be close to it, like
Okay.
4.5, 5 months. Yeah.
Oh my gosh,
So,
yeah. I mean, I was sad, but I guess I kind of like went into it knowing that could happen. I think the market's very competitive, so I like every single one I was like, okay, I might lose this. And I know you said that was like not the greatest perspective to have, but I did manage my expectations, so it was okay.
It sounded like it wasn't such a because you prepared yourself to.
Yeah.
There's something to say about that. Tip number 1 for you. Okay.
Yeah, manage your expectations. And then when you do get a place and then they actually offer you to like have a discount, it feels like so much better because you're like, whoa, like I have no one to compete with. This is amazing. Yeah.
So realize when she says discount, we were able to negotiate a lower term. Wasn't really a discount,
Yeah,
right?
Yeah. In my mind, it's like a discount. It's like a
totally.
good deal.
Yeah, because the sticker price is one thing,
Yeah.
and we got them to go lower.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Yes.
awesome. In your experience, now you started with one lender, we ended with another.
Mm-hmm.
What was your thought process on that? Because that's okay to do.
Yeah, okay, so I think the bank part is the most stressful part, honestly. Like, that was the real roller coaster. I ended up choosing the lender that I went with because of the rates. So it was like I got a closing credit, and then the rates were the lowest, which is how I went with that.
Totally.
But I think it's very important to like just also go with people that like your realtor trusts.
Amen.
Yeah.
I've never worked with this lender before. We came up. He gave her $7,500 in credit, right? And then on top of our giving back here, so you came out with like coming really close to nothing, except you put a big down payment.
Yes. It did work out really, really well. I think like the closing costs, I was really stressed about that because everyone says closing costs are so expensive. I had no idea how much they would be.
Right.
So having the lender that I had, which was Citibank, they did like a $7,500 closing credit, which was really, really good. Really cool.
That was awesome. Yeah, like really cool, right?
Yeah.
Because it takes a burden off of you.
Yes.
Because like you said, all this money is like leaving your account.
Yes.
And it's the worst feeling ever.
Yes. It's very scary when you wire money and you're like, could I be like a victim of wire fraud? Like, it's very scary.
And they send you that email saying, oh.
Yeah, but the email looked fake, so I was like,
It does look fake, guys.
Yeah.
It does look fake. Oh my God.
So then I had to check with my attorney and like check the emails to make sure that it was like the right company and everything.
Did you feel having the home buying consultation that we did help you make sure that you didn't buy something you shouldn't have?
Yes. So I really liked the way you did it, which was you asked me how I like to live in my space, like what my values were basically. And then it really helps me to like focus in on the things that I really wanted in a home, and then what didn't matter as much. And then I think during the consulting process, I told you one thing, and then I actually went into the homes and I'm like, oh, like I guess that doesn't matter as much. And then other things I'm like, oh, like actually that matters so much more. Like I was telling Josh, like I really care about like open floor plan, for example. I was like, I really want to have the kitchen like right by the living room so that I can like hang out and it's like a communal space. But then as I visited these places, I realized like in Chicago, like different neighborhoods will just have different setups. And I actually liked the older homes more where they have a separate dining room because of the character of it. But it's not an open floor plan, which I said was like at the top of my priorities. But then as I started looking around, I realized it wasn't really that big of a deal.
And the home that you did purchase, because it's hers now, she has keys and everything,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
You could put your dining room or your living room on either side of the house because both of those rooms are actual large enough to fit all of what you really want.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? So you could have a playroom, a dining room, all kinds of things, and then you could still have that open floor plan now, or you can choose not to.
Yeah, like I could knock down the wall in the kitchen and have an open floor plan. Yeah.
So no, that's an option for you because of what you chose.
Yes.
So cool, by the way. If she'll let us share, I did a video yesterday. I'll pop it in here. So buyer consult, you switch lenders halfway through, which is totally okay. We figured it out. What did you think of the attorney?
He was great. I love him. I love Jeff. Yeah, he was such a big advocate for me. So like one of the things that he did was I was really scared because it was an older building and the HOA fee was a little bit higher.
Amen. Yeah.
And so I was like, is this a good investment? Like what if the HOA gets really expensive? What if there are special assessments? So like I was like Googling everything. I was like on Reddit trying to like figure out like what if it was a good investment, right?
Sure.
And I didn't learn about like I learned everything as I was going. So like special assessments I learned about. Yeah, that was the big one. When then I like for like a week straight I was like, oh my god, special assessments, like it was really stressing me out.
What are these things? Why are they so much?
Yeah, like,
Sure.
why are they so expensive? And like my building is old, so I really was like very worried about it.
Early 1900s, by the way.
Yes,
Yeah.
like over 100 years old, which I like at first was like very cool, and then as I went into it, I was like, wow, there are a lot of considerations into taking care of a place like this. And then the seller, because I got very lucky because the seller was trying to close as soon as possible because he's like starting a family and all of those things, and so he offered like 5,500. I don't remember what it was. He was like, it was 5,500 as like some sort of credit, right?
For the special that's coming up.
Yes, so it was like, if there's a special that's coming up, I'll give you 5,500. And then my attorney ended up negotiating for me to have that into a closing credit so I could have that money right away for my closing, which is something I didn't even think about. And I am also kind of like, you know, I didn't want to like be mean or like I'm just kind of like, I'm not someone who's like gonna aggressively go after something, so it was really nice to have an attorney who was like, let me ask for you if we can make this into a closing credit instead, and I got that, and that's how I got my entire closing costs covered.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So you had what you're saying is you had a good team.
Yes, I did. I had a great team, and actually I got Jeff, the attorney, through Josh. So basically you just need Josh.
There you go. So what would you say is the best part of working with me? Let's like focus here, and then obviously we break down the team.
I love that you're very personable, first of all. I love your sense of humor. And we had a great time together. Like, it wasn't a chore because I think that like touring a bunch of homes could be very stressful.
Oh yeah.
So I like that it was just like hanging out with Josh, and then I could be a little negative. My partner could be a little negative. We could be like very anxious about like, oh my god, like this is such a scary thing. But you made it very comfortable. So I think that was a really big plus. And then you're just very knowledgeable, and then you gave me a bunch of tips that I think are just like bonuses. Like, for example, you taught me how to do that like dishwasher thing.
Totally.
Like, my dishwasher is connected to my
disposal.
The garbage disposal, and so every time the dishwasher runs, like trash comes up. And so he taught me about the why thing.
Oh, she has to install, and she's going to YouTube this. I can't wait. Maybe we'll do a video on this later. She's going to take a Y coming out of the pipe going out. So you have one going to the. First of all, if you don't know this, you're never supposed to go water from your dishwasher into your disposal and then out back into the sewage. So the idea is now she's going to just take a Y, and she'll have one going into the disposal, so when it cleans out it goes this way, and then one will go straight to the actual dishwasher, so the water won't ever go into the disposal ever again.
Yes. So like that's something that I don't think is a realtor's job, but he taught me anyway.
Yeah, I know it, yeah.
Yeah, just a lot of cool knowledge about home ownership that I learned from you.
Sweet. Well, do me a favor. Look at that camera. For all those people that are watching us right now and have no idea what they're getting into, what would you recommend to someone that's going to be buying a home in the next, I don't care, 5 years?
Okay.
What have you learned, and what would you say?
Okay. Ooh. I would say definitely get a realtor because I can't imagine doing this whole process by myself.
It's overwhelming for us, so I can't imagine anyone doing it on their own.
Yeah, definitely.
That's why you have a team.
Get a realtor, and I don't know. I think that's like basically it. Like I wasn't planning on buying a home like this year. I had very loose plans, right? And so like this all came together when my friend referred me to Josh, and he just kind of set everything up for me. So I think that just made it really easy. Can't think of anything else, honestly.
Cool. And let me ask you a question. You were renting before, and obviously I know you were, I think you were splitting it. The idea is, are you making out cheaper now? Now that you actually own, is it cheaper monthly?
So, no, actually I think it's comparable. So my rent right now is going to go up to around $2,000. And then my mortgage with HOA and everything would also come out to around $2,100, I believe. But I'm getting 2 bedrooms instead of 1, so, and then it's an investment. So.
Totally, yeah. I mean, you're paying down your own mortgage instead of paying someone else's mortgage, and when you leave, you have nothing.
Exactly.
Awesome. Thank you for allowing me to video you. Thank you for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.